Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa television, broadcasting from the mobile unit across the Republic of Kenya and back in the headquarters in Nairobi. My technical team, good afternoon, good morning. Good morning, viewers. Those joining us right now, this is the People's Court. It is the People's Court in the sense that we want to see what the opinion carries, what was the opinion, what is going on. But our topic of the day remains a very important topic, and that is politics of violence, politics of intrigue. Does politics of violence and intrigue help a country to grow? That is my topic. But before doing so, to our viewers across the world, I would like to go through the Kenyan newspapers that have been delivered to me at this mobile unit across the Republic of Kenya. The Standard newspaper of Kenya, which I believe the editor could have brought it on the screen. The Standard newspaper headline says, Intrigue as debate on key collision law pushed to 2022. Intrigue. When I was writing this topic this morning, I did not know that there would be people, or the newspaper had not seen what the newspaper was doing. But for me, as a political scientist, a man who has studied that subject up to the highest level, and a scholar in Africa on African matters, the politics of intrigue is indeed creating quite a lot of difficulties for most of the African countries. I would like to have the link production team so that I can send it to people. People are querying where the link is. Can I have the link, please? Thank you very much. The Standard newspaper of Kenya has Dubai ruler to pay ex-wife 82 billion. This is great. This is. You are sharing on YouTube. Can you share direct on Facebook? Because not everybody is able to see what is going on here. Thank you very much. Is the show on YouTube or on Facebook? Can we take a break and come back in a few minutes? Can you put an advert, please?
The government of Kenya is keen on the development of social economic infrastructure to support the realization of the Big Four agenda and Vision 2030. The ambitious infrastructure projects are aimed at opening up the country for business and bolster productivity, particularly in the agricultural, manufacturing and the service industry, as these would bolster employment opportunities. Part of these critical infrastructure projects include the ongoing 27-kilometer expressway linking Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and Nairobi's Westlands. Upon completion, the expressway will exponentially reduce travel times within Nairobi and thus help the country save man-hours, which is being lost in the traffic jams on a daily basis. The Lake Victoria Port Modernization Project to increase cargo handling capacity of the port and to increase Kenya's bilateral and multilateral trading within the region. The expansion of healthcare facilities to facilitate fruition of the country's universal healthcare coverage under the Big Four agenda. By speeding up movement. The government continues to enroll several programs aimed at realization of the universal healthcare cover, one of the most critical pillars under the Big Four agenda. This major policy shift on the country's healthcare carries heavy dividends for the future well-being of the people and the economy too. The universal healthcare coverage under the ambitious Big Four agenda blueprint by President Uhuru Kenyatta aims to bring all Kenyans under universal healthcare coverage by the end of 2022. Since 2018, the government has initiated several universal health coverage projects to ensure that its target milestones under the Big Four agenda is achieved. The first pilot phase of Universal Healthcare Access Program, which was rolled across 4 counties in 2019, expanded health access to up to 3.2 million Kenyans, an indicator that with heightened public-private partnerships, universal healthcare access for all Kenyans is attainable. In Nairobi, the Nairobi Metropolitan Services NMS has been significantly instrumental in fast-tracking a number of UHC-related projects. The NMS works under the directive of the Office of the President and has been able to complete several UHC-related projects. These include establishment of new hospitals as well as improving the capacity of the existing ones. Many of the new facilities that NMS has established are already offering not only primary healthcare services but also advanced medical care services to Kenyans from across all socio-economic strata. It is estimated that up to 2.5 million The government continues to enroll several programs aimed at realization of the universal healthcare cover, one of the most critical pillars under the Big Four agenda. This major policy shift on the country's healthcare carries heavy dividends for the future well-being of the people and the economy too. The universal healthcare coverage under the ambitious Big Four agenda blueprint by President Uhuru Kenyatta aims to bring all Kenyans under universal healthcare coverage by the end of 2022. Since 2018, the government has initiated several universal health coverage projects to ensure that its target milestones under the Big Four agenda is achieved. The first pilot phase of Universal Healthcare Access Program, which was rolled across 4 counties in 2019, expanded healthcare access to up to 3.
Viewers, sorry for the interruption. A short interval. While we are speaking, President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Nairobi, looking at projects, the projects that he has initiated in his legacy. For us, the work goes on. The people need the services. The people of Kenya need the services that are much needed in order to keep the government running. But I was speaking to on the question of the newspapers this morning, and I said, we have the Standard newspaper, which talks about the politics of intrigue. Intrigue as the debate on key coalition law pushed to 2022. This is a very sad moment that you play politics, you exhibit tricks. Intrigue is simply being over suspicious, doing things, manipulating things to make it not workable for the system. And yet you would like to be a leader of the same country tomorrow. I have never seen such a situation in my life, but there you are. Then coupled with this, there is this undertone of politics of violence that we see that is creeping in the Kenyan political space. These are some of the things that we would like to talk about. And if you want to join this debate, you can do so by joining us on our flyer. You have seen it. It has each and everything that is available on your number. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know when the studio is broadcasting what I'm talking, or we are still behind. Can somebody give me a hint? Hello? Are we transmitting or not? Please, this is, wherever I am not receiving the signal. I'm not receiving what I'm transmitting so that I know. Can that be rectified, please? Yes.
Infrastructural development is one of Kenya's key economic growth pillars, which has seen massive public investment since the year 2013. It is one of the integral sectors which President Kenyatta has spent his energies on since his election in 2013. Almost a decade later, the marvel of the president's dream can be seen in the form of standard gauge railway, the SGR, thousands of kilometers of inter-county highways, ports, expressways, among other ongoing mega infrastructural projects throughout Kenya. In July 2014, President Kenyatta launched his administration's grand infrastructural ambition to tarmac 10,000 kilometers of roads. By October 2021, President Kenyatta's efforts have landed Kenyans more than 10,000 kilometers of tarmacked roads, with many other road construction projects nearing completion throughout the country. Some of the grand road projects that have recently been completed are gradually turning many parts of the country into rich business destinations by easing transportation as well as directly and indirectly kickstarting investments in other sectors like the real estate. Lamu County, for instance, is gradually turning a new leaf as a real estate investor's paradise with the ongoing LAPSET project, which is expected to make the county one of the largest contributors to Kenya's gross domestic product, GDP, once fully operational. To further improve devolution and promote inter-county commerce, the government of President Kenyatta has also implemented various inter-county road construction projects, some of which include the 585-kilometer Mau Mau Road, the single longest road construction project to have ever been commissioned in Kenya since independence. The Trans-County Highway connects at least 6 counties in central Kenya. Construction of the Isiolo-Mandera Road, which is one of the Horn of Africa gateway development projects aimed at opening up Kenya's frontiers counties for business. Other major inter-county road projects include the ongoing dualling of 84-kilometer Kenol-Sagana-Marwa Road. The project, which is slated for completion in June 2022, will link Northern Corridor from Nairobi to the LAPSET Corridor in Isiolo. The strategic highway will provide faster linkage for Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Machakos and Embu counties once completed. Also significant is the ongoing construction of the 113.5-kilometer Garsenwi to Lamu Road, which is nearing completion. The road is a key transport corridor linking Ethiopia, South Sudan and Nairobi to the port of Lamu. To facilitate city residents, and part of the commuter rail construction include a creation of 10 new substations. The ongoing construction of the 27.1-kilometer expressway, which is soon being completed, will enhance transportation in the city by reducing travel times within Nairobi. The 27.1-kilometer project is the longest expressway in East and Central Africa, solidifying Kenya's position as a communication and transportation hub in the region. Public investments on infrastructure has been vital in providing direct jobs to many Kenyans. It has also stimulated growth in other sectors of the economy. For instance, within the 7 months of 2021, cement consumption hit a record of 4.1 million tons as the construction of expressway and other mega infrastructural projects hit top gear. Many of the ongoing mega construction projects have contributed to the growth in the sector, providing many jobs to Kenyans.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the hiccups, technical hiccups, because we are on a mobile unit at the moment. Thank you very much, viewers, and the viewers across the world. You are watching Punchline Africa television from the mobile technical unit across. We are looking at the newspapers of Kenya, the Standard newspaper. Dubai ruler to pay ex-wife 82 billion shillings. That's huge money in settlement for their divorce. Then early Christmas for teachers. That is a very good thing for teachers. Tough measures as the ministry steps up COVID fight. This morning when I was writing on my wall, I told people the truth. I said, you either accept, you either talk, follow the protocols, or the Public Order Act. There is nothing that supersedes the Public Order Act. The Public Order Act remains the supreme act that can be invoked and can be used anywhere on planet Earth. Every country on across the world, the globe, can use the Public Act. No court, no judge can stop a minister of public health to say, we are in a public health situation. We need to stamp out authority to save millions and millions of Kenyans. So for those Kenyans who think that they are going to flout and talk the usual language, I think if you don't accept what Mutahi Kagwe is saying, and if you don't believe in what you are saying, you better shift and go to another planet. But the Public Order Act, whether it is a good lawyer, any lawyer in the world cannot dispute it, because it leads you to a state of emergency. If the disease is going to kill people and you refuse to vaccinate and you are the one spreading the disease, the Public Order Act overrides your rights. Because if they leave you alone, you look like you're a stray dog. If it has rabies, it cannot be left alone to run around with rabies. So the whole thing of vaccination is very, very crucial. You must vaccinate in order to keep others safe. You must vaccinate in order to keep others safe. You must get in and keep yourself safe and others safe. I am very shocked that you find people and you tell them this medicine does not cost money. The vaccine is not costing any money for any person in the world to be vaccinated. But the biggest problem that we have and the challenge that we have is our people have not gone for this vaccine. People, last night, I was on my investigations as an investigative journalist when we came out in the plane to where I arrived, you could find that people are not bothered about the hygiene. They have lowered the guard. This could be very harmful. Another point about this whole issue is we have politicized. The politics has come into this issue of calling upon Kenyans to vaccinate. Several people have gone to court, instigated, paid by the usual people, the politicians, whom you know in this country, Kenya. They always want to have something to do which is negative in order to paint President Uhuru Kenyatta's government in a negative format. You know them. These are the same people who opposed vaccination. These are the same people who opposed laws from day one. They went to vaccinate themselves and their children. And then they came back to oppose the same law, telling people there is no corona. So you Kenyans, it's up to you. It's up to you to take a stand and make sure that you stop Intrigue Politics of intrigue touches even vaccination. A man is holding rallies across the country, 10 of them spreading. He's spreading COVID. He's not telling people to wear masks. But Ruto is simply doing a genocide on COVID, using COVID at the moment. Let's be very honest. If you tell people that the Public Order Act is very bad, the next stage that we shall have, if people start falling, all of them, of this virus, with the percentage going to about 40, 60, 70, the government will have no alternative but to be forced to declare a state of emergency. And that is where we are heading. If you disagree with Mutahi Kagwe, you disagree with Mr. Mutahi Kagwe, then you are heading to a very dangerous precedent. No judge is going to stop a state of emergency once people are falling on the streets because of the COVID-19 and the new variant which has just come in, which is more deadly, which is killing people. So politicians in Kenya should stop intrigue. That type of intrigue, which is silly, stupid, naive, negative, does not help a government anywhere in Africa to grow. President Uhuru Kenyatta has put guidelines. The Minister of Health has put guidelines. Follow them. You are a businessman, you want business. Follow the guidelines. Yes, if you don't follow the guidelines, the Public Order Act will take away your license, and your life will not be there. And I would like Fred to take this message that I've just said now, this part, that people understand that the Public Order Act by the Minister of Health or Minister of Health can take away all the rights you are talking about. If this COVID-19 situation climbs up to 40%, 60%, believe me or not, the Kenya will go into a state of emergency in order to heal people, and God forbid. So it is better now to help the Minister of Health. It's better to speak out like a mature people, not like a politician seeking votes. I am not seeking votes in Kenya, but I want to transmit information correctly. The minister yesterday issued good directives. Follow them. You are running into court even to stop. Very soon you will run to stop even your own air. And the courts are also making a ruling in a stupid way. Stupid, very naive. How can a court in Africa rule that you are infringing on people when other people are also being infringed on? I have never seen, even where we got the democracy. We got democracy from Britain, where some of us live, where some of these judges have never been. But once the Minister of Health in Britain says it's a Public Order Act, not even the Parliament can refuse it. Not even the judiciary can overturn it, because it touches the public. And that is the truth. You can go to God, you can go anywhere. Stop misleading people. Stop telling people that, oh, this court, the courts, we are democracy. What democracy? Are you going to eat democracy when you are dead? Are we going to eat democracy when we are dead? You saw what happened in India, where we used to go. So many of you here were flying to India for medicine. But India had a problem. People were falling on the streets. The cemeteries could not burn, could not even bury people. So take Mutahi Kagwe's public notes that let's vaccinate. The medicine. We were not created to remain on this planet Earth forever. We are not. But because Kenyans have politicized everything, including a disease, has been politicized by the side of Mr. Ruto turning into this disease into a hammering point for There are points to score. You will not score. Ruto himself is vaccinated with the Russian vaccine. And for you, you are there busy saying you can't vaccinate. Jameni, muambiane kwa ukweli. It's your children, it's yourself who is going to die. You don't go in the grave with Ruto because you are wearing a yellow t-shirt. These are some of the facts that should come out now. And if people don't want to tell it, some of us have lived the age of telling it. I'm sorry. At my age, what will you do? The only thing is to do is to kill me, if you want. But I tell you the truth, and that's what I'm going to say. Vaccinate. Have your vaccination. Work with them. Even if there's a problem, you were not created to remain here forever. But first, prevent. But if the percentage is rising the way it is rising in Kenya, it's now 29. It's just 2 weeks, and it is in 29%. You are playing politics of intrigue. You are telling people that, this is now Uhuru Kenyatta wanting money. Does Uhuru Kenyatta need to talk about the COVID in order to want money? Rubbish. Mnazungumza sasa nyenye. Modibo Keita was right. Modibo Keita was right when he said, when you see a nation that is a nation, the citizen is of a nation, accomplishing the successes of a fifth, and calling the successes of a fifth as development, then we have a problem in Africa. Hallelujah. We have a problem. I think I'll return to preaching one of these days. Modibo Keita from Mali says the problem of Africa is to have citizens accomplishing, saying, giving compliments to a thief or to thieves. That once you give compliments to thieves, then the state is compromised. And that is what is happening. If you talk about the word thief in Kenya and you write the word thief, just go to anybody in Kenya right now, I give you a challenge. Go to your Facebook or Twitter and write the word thief. If you write the word thief in Kenya, just now, you will see how many people will come to say, we know we are talking about our president. We know you are talking about our fifth. So they know he's a thief. So the truth is going to be told. But on this one, I stand with Mutahi Kagwe. Honorable Minister, Mr. President, this thing is bad. We have 29.5 positivity rate. It is only Ruto who has not lost a relative who might go on with his rallies and call people names. But some of us who have lost relatives, some of us who have relatives who have had those masks on, struggling to pay for oxygen. Wewe, no. Time has come to tell the people, Jamen, tuambie watu wasikie. Kenyatta alone cannot do it. President Kenyatta has done it. Jamen, he has put their protocols. One of the things that I don't even begrudge His Excellency President Museveni of Uganda is if you disobey it, it comes for you. Yes, police in Uganda don't have a mercy. I swear, they don't have mercy on this. If you disobey the protocol, which is going to kill people, that's why the rates there are low. The rates are low. We have people. My own mother, whom I'm going to speak to after here, is over 85 years. But because of the type of discipline that they have put, at least, God, thank you, she's still there. She hasn't got into these complications. But here the minister announces laws Then someone moves in court. He is paid money by a politician to intriguingly go to court using politics of intrigue. What type of this? What is this mess? What is it? What is this mess, Jermaine? What is this? This is a very serious disease. Those who have not suffered can pray about. Those who can afford to go to Moscow and get treatment can pray about. At least some of us have no money. I don't have the money. So there you are. Politics of intrigue has entered vaccination. The vaccination is, yes, the hotels, the protocols are there. I am glad that some of the hotels are following the protocols. I'm on an investigative mission across in Kenya, in the coast. I will find out and I will deliver my verdict. Every journalist should do the same. Because if you go and eat this Christmas, will you eat it alone? You might not be able to eat it. There are so many people who might not be able to eat Christmas. So in essence, we should encourage people to vaccinate. Try to get a vaccine. Most people have been told lies. Some of the lies come from politicians. The people we mobilize to go to these rallies, if we mobilize them to go for vaccination, this rate of 29.7 would not have come. Now we are back into a very terrible state that could create us. If things move the way they are, don't blame Uhuru Kenyatta to seek the powers of the parliament to declare COVID-19 a disaster. If the rates go higher, you can go to your court, but even the judge might not be there. Because in a state of emergency, judges don't operate. The law becomes, you break it, you go. So I am just giving my reaction as regards the politics of intrigue. The Star newspaper of Kenya, I'm using that to see the director. As I said, the politics of intrigue has come in. The Star talks about Ruto's numbers evaporate as the coalition bill sails through. The coalition bill sails through. But the speaker noticing, the deputy speaker noticing that things are not very good and his master was going to back at him, comes back. I don't know why Muturi is allowing politics to enter parliament in this way. If you are a speaker, you are supposed to be neutral. You don't need to be taking sides, either UDA or whatever. But the two deputy speakers that are in parliament have caused the politics of intrigue in parliament. The one from Naroko woman representative is UDA's Ruto's right-hand lady, and the other one is also Ruto's right-hand man. So you see, you have spoiled every institution. You guys have spoiled your institutions, and the intrigue will eventually lead to violence. That's why I brought this topic for us. Only We are not discussing bad topics. I want you to sit at home and relax. Talk to Matanga about this. We shall be broadcasting on a daily basis to talk to you. The bill is a good bill. Why the bill is very good is, take for example, in 2017, Raila Odinga party lost the election, but Raila had cobbled up a coalition of NASA principals, all of them supporting ODM. When they got the money, ODM got number of votes and a number of MPs in parliament, and they became the second largest party in parliament. How do you then distribute the money? Do you give the other parties that were yourself, how much do you give? What proportion, what percentage? I think reading that bill, I saw something very good in it, that it will straighten politics, that once you see you are in a marriage which is not very convenient, you call it a day and leave. It's not also bad. You share the little, even if they give you 1 million, according to your members of parliament you have. That is what the formula which the Constitution of Kenya did not. But unfortunately, we have very dangerous people. Again, they mislead the public for their own benefits. And this has happened here. You can see for yourselves. Some of them have come out saying we brought too many of amendments to fail the bill. You know, intrigue, politics of intrigue. And then they say they will manipulate, they will go to court. What is the worry? That is why every time on this television, I have been saying, and I will continue to say, look, the elections in Kenya is far from being a preparation. It's a fiasco. You can quote me, you can put my words in writing that I said it is a fiasco. The preparations for elections in Kenya in 2022 is total mess, a fiasco. It will cause a very big backlash in 2022 in August, September. People will not agree because the preparations are not correct. People refuse the BBI. Now here we are. We are coming to piecemeal of BBI. The same opponents of BBI are suspecting there is something wrong. Why didn't we do a BBI? When everything in Kenya has become politicized, which is something that I have never seen elsewhere. But I believe maybe God said, despite all that, it remains an island of peace, which I agree it is. Let me look at another good story. Maybe I can find one. On the question of economy being hurt, it is not only in Kenya that the economy has been hurt. The economy has been hurt almost in every part of the world. Those days in the UK, you can, 100 pounds, you can fill a full trolley of goods. But now 100 pounds, you cannot fill even a quarter of the trolley. That is how bad the economy has become of the United Kingdom. So for you to think that it is only in Kenya where the economy is not good is naivety of the highest degree. Lastly, let's look at the headline in the Daily Nation. Of course, this headline in the Daily Nation is done by Mathenge, who has just shifted to the Daily Nation on special assignment. I don't know why the Daily Nation does not see that you don't carry political affiliation in headlines. Ruto wins first round in battle on Azimio bill. It is the headline created by Ruto's henchmen planted in the Daily Nation. Mathenge was writing the same articles in the Star. He's now moved there as the editor of production on this paper. So he crafts this is corruption of the highest degree. Newspapers are being corrupted. So the fourth estate has lost credibility, that to the extent that you look for stories that are politically khaki enveloped. A man writing for a khaki envelope because he hates Uhuru Kenyatta, because he hates Raila Odinga. It's not worth it. Intrigue, politics of intrigue leads to violence. This headline should not have come from Daily Nation. Should have come from a gutter place. Another thing that I see on the headline is queries as a Ugandan firm to run Mumia's sugar company bid 10 times lower than Kenya's Deviki group. You see, the politics of Mumias again rings around Ruto and the brother-in-law and the relatives who are accountants there and the senior managers. What it gets there, Washari and so many people are playing politics, then linked to a Ugandan firm, which is also has interest in Tumwebazi, who is the Minister of Agriculture across. We still have that problem, a fight. But people in Kenya are not seeing it. So I'm a Gentile at times preaching to the Jews. So what do? You keep quiet. This Ugandan firm comes to bid lower and takes the tender. But look at the people, the brokers behind it. Who has done the brokerage? Who has done the brokerage? Who? Someone has done the brokerage. Recently, Uganda slammed embargo on the trade with Kenya on so many products. But journalists have not gone deeper to find out who is playing politics with our lives, with the lives of the people, of the citizens who benefit from this trade between Uganda and Kenya. You will find one name that has always been there and it is involved. I've got that even taped evidence of people discussing what can be done to harm the products of milk from Brookside and from poultry and other things. We are getting into a messy situation. It's good that the President of the Republic of Uganda now has been given that full information regarding some of the things that have been happening, where you come up with a policy and say, look, we don't want these eggs to come here. We don't want sugar to come here. We don't want this. Look, it is something that is being watched. And I hope Madam Maina, the Minister of Trade, will ask some of us who is behind, and Amunya should ask some of us who is behind this. We shall tell him, give him the details. But I believe Munya knows what is going on. This company cannot bid 10 times lower and get a tender. Who is the accountant? There is a chief accountant in Mumias who has never been removed, is related to somebody of the highest office. That's how money has been paid out. Even the money to pay to the farmers was eaten by that person. the first bunch of the money during the elections. That same person brought commissions back. The fight down there on Mumias, that's why Mumias can never take off. It can never take off. Mohoroni has taken off because people are not fighting politically. There is no politics of intrigue again. Finally, I see lots of story, and I still support C. On the backup page of this, the Daily Nation, he says, witnesses, it is ICC again, and it rings around the same man. About one man. Why should you have one man where everything comes to? Witnesses disappear, it is him. Everything, it is him, rumored. People fear, they go under the bed to rumor, to say it is him. Now, the ICC is not saying it is him. It has come back. And I just want to advise Mr. Gicheru, you are wasting your time. Article 70 needs only one witness to take you down. I don't know whether some of these guys studied law in Nairobi University. I don't know where PLO Lumumba is. When they went to LDU, he didn't, is it LDU? That is Law Development Center, is it? The one in Karen to study, to become lawyers. Whether he told them there is one thing that you must always do when you're a lawyer, is to avoid contradicting statements. Whether you are an international lawyer, a criminal lawyer, a local lawyer, everywhere, avoid contradiction. Stick to one narrative. Like I did stick to one narrative. I told the people that ICC is not a good organization. To save Ruto, that Ruto you see, who is today bragging around that he doesn't know anybody. You know, at least I thank President Uhuru Kenyatta in respects people, those who saved, who stood by him. ICC is not a very good institution. And the Gicheru, for listeners who don't know, this case of Gicheru on the newspaper here stems out of the Ruto's case, which was not, which broke down because witnesses were tampered with. And the difference with Uhuru Kenyatta's case is that it stopped because there was no evidence. But Ruto's case, the case had evidence, but someone tampered with witnesses. So under Article 70, and the Gicheru should listen to me, because I'm one of those who was almost, or who was charged almost, Ocampo pushed so hard to charge me with Article 70 of witness OTP number 4. James Maina Kabutu, the late, OTP number 4, who was on Facebook, who was on Twitter, who was writing messages to his home in Nyeri, Othaya, where he came from. He was writing to relatives. He was writing to lawyers, Maina Kiai, and others, Harun Dubi. He was sending messages to the late Kiplagat. I saw it. I followed it. As an investigative journalist, I followed OTP number 4. Who is this man who is supposed to have been given a court order, protection order? And my friend, this guy here, Gicheru, whatever he is, who he is, he has no brains. The brains of Gicheru are useless. They are now telling him, said the witnesses were unreliable. Yet there are witnesses there. They need only one witness. and they will hammer you 5 years plus a fine. Concurrently, several years. When you come out, you might not even be able to practice anywhere. And I'm telling you this for free. But all this comes to intrigue, politics of intrigue, which I've talked about in this topic. When you have a state where people compliment thieves, and I claim that thieves are better than normal people, then you know the citizens have a problem. So we have a problem now coming through another agents of the International Criminal Court. If our apology, the best I would do is to shorten the time the court will spend, because either way the court will prove to finish you. Bemba was in jail. The lawyer of Bemba tampered with the witnesses, but Bemba was communicating with the lawyer. Bemba ended up being convicted for witness tampering, but not the main case. The lawyer and the Bemba served the same sentence in the same ICC. I don't know whether people see, but here, Mr. Gicheru is trying to challenge the trial chamber that it is not, they are not accusing you to have gone to kill. They are simply accusing you of having tampered, obstructed the ICC from performing its duties. There they will get you. They will get you. Because you took part in writing testimonies. So I believe this case is not yet over until it is over. But it comes to one thing, to one man. It talks about one man. When you go everywhere about the economy, one man. You go to business, one man. You go to safety, one man. You go to transport, to Mumias, one man. The relative is there stealing. Another relative, a brother-in-law or somebody connected to him. You look, it is up to you, Kenyans. But the state of politics, of intrigue, and the violence always results into civic strife or civil strife. There is bound to create a civil strife in this Republic of Kenya. If we don't correct the business, if we don't accept vaccination, and you want a public health act order, which any minister of health in the world can declare, and even some countries use it to declare state of emergency. We are heading there. If I'm wrong, I want my people to hold me accountable. But it seems we are shuttling or hurtling towards such situations. Thank you very much, viewers. You have been hearing the People's Court. The People's Court is a program that comes up. Now you can take this plus the others as a takeaway. My takeaway today is politics of intrigue and the violence leads to civil strife. If you have intrigue, playing tactics, frustrating the judiciary, paying the judiciary to make rulings, frustrating the parliament, telling parliament to make more interventions and amendments in order, the number of amendments in one general city causes a problem by the standing orders. You are doing a very bad job. It is now very clear that in Kenya, people accomplish and give compliments to those, as Modibo Keita said, if the citizens give compliments and accomplishment to the thieves, then the country remains as fragile as the thieves themselves. So the state has reached that point. The state also is at a loss. If you are not going to adhere to what the Minister of Health is saying, the vaccination is not compulsory, but vaccination protects you and protects the public. It is important for you to go and vaccinate, and that vaccination should be done, because after all of us did not say we shall stay here forever. We never know when our time will come, but each one has got his own time. I am preaching, I am a Gentile preaching to the Jews. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you. That is our people's court for today. We shall have another people's court tomorrow at 10 o'clock or before that, but 10 o'clock we'll do tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you very much from myself, the mobile unit, which is mobile investigative unit, which is investigating how protocols are being observed across the region. I thank you very much. I'm Dr. Matanga. Bye-bye from my side. And thank you very much, production team in the ground in Nairobi. God bless you. Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a nice day. Enjoy with your family. No violence. But remember to wash your hands, sanitize, keep a distance, wear a mask if possible. Don't go to places where you are bound to be interacted or interact with people who have not vaccinated. Thank you. God bless you.